Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into tonight's film session. We're going to be starting a little mini-series here with Jermaine Burton and player comps, right? NFL player comps, for that matter. We're going to find guys in the league that we think, or at least I think, are most suitable, or their games are most suitable to that of recent Georgia commits and signees. Obviously, spoiler alert, tonight we'll be looking at him versus Davante Adams. Obviously, the physical comparison is here. 6'1", 212, and a 4.5 second 40. Sorry, it's been a long night. From Davante Adams, and a 4.43 there from Jermaine Burton. So just a little bit faster, but we don't know if that's a laser time, but that doesn't matter. The playing styles are very, very similar. It just so happens that they're very similar in physical attributes as well. But before we get into tonight's film session, I got to ask you, man, please support the channel however you found us. Appreciate you for being here. First of all, I hope you learned something tonight about the game of football. Hope you learned something about these two players in particular, and about what their skill sets are and what they can do in the game of football. We already know what Davante can do. A couple Pro Bowls for him most recently this year. So before we get into that, support the channel, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it as well, and then, follow me on Twitter at BrooksAustinSI, and head over to the BulldogMaven.com to check out the article that we've probably paired with Jermaine Burton's film session tonight. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you on the back end. All right, so Jermaine Burton right here is going to be running a deep end. We'll show you the same route with a little bit different technique in the next clip with Davante Adams. But here we go. Take a look at what we're seeing here, and what the main point of the comparison, right, is the ability to create space off of man-to-man coverage. It's something that Jermaine Burton's been working with Terrence Edwards as long as, his freshman year. He said on 11 Alive that the main thing that they worked off was practicing getting off the jam, rather. And this is this right here, running a deep end again. But watch the footwork, watch the ability to immediately create space off the line of scrimmage, and then, throughout the route, feel the cornerback and know how to beat him and beat press man. Sorry, we just showed you the wrong clip. It's the next one, I believe. Yeah, there's the deep end. But what you see here, again, the ability, watch everyone calls it fancy footwork. But right here, all this pitter-patter stuff, it's great. But the ability to burst out of it is what it's there for. And what this does is just flips the corner's hips. See, this corner doesn't really know what to do. And by the time he does, Burton's already behind him. But again, this is the great stuff right here is watch this right hand. We've shown this on my Twitter feed. This slap that he ends up putting on the back of Malachi Moore right here. Let's run it back from the top so you can see that's just great high point, just short right here. Watch this high point. Yeah. Anyways. Let's get back into this. Sorry, YouTube's a little tough. Here we go. Right here. That slap right there. Boom. Immediately separating, then high point again. Great high pointer of the football. But we're going to show you the same route from Davante here in a second. But this is what the comp's based off of. This ability to get off of press man coverage on the outside and create space immediately off the jam and off the line of scrimmage. All right, the subtle differences, Davante's down here at the bottom again, walk down man-to-man coverage here against the Vikings. Always like to pick the Vikings film and the reason I picked them out is because they play a lot of bump and run, a lot of roll down man-to-man coverage because they got some good corners that play up there in Minnesota. But the difference here, subtle difference is, we saw Jermaine take outside leverage to run the deep end. Davante is going to take the inside leverage to run the deep end. So there's just a little difference, but you'll see what we're talking about here off the line of scrimmage, the immediate burst and creating of space off the line of scrimmage off press. Here we go. Let's run it. Little motion, fancy stuff. Always nice to get to see the great Rodgers, but you see it. And again, this is some nuance, and Burton shows this in his game as well. Watch Davante press back into the corner. Oops, sorry. I do that all the time on NFL film. Let's make sure we're centered back up. All right. Anyways, you'll see Davante press back into the corner. All right. There's the immediate separation. Flip the corner. Again, we talked about it with Burton, right? The whole point of all this fancy footwork stuff, watch this corner's hips. Watch this guy's hips. The fancy pop outside gets the hips flipped, and then back inside, and boom, now Davante's got all this space. The same thing you see all over Burton's film. But again, to press back into the corner there at the top of the route, again, because you know you're going to create more space off of your break. And then, again, high pointing the football. I think, again, might be our favorite word tonight in the film session. But high pointing the football there from Davante, just like we saw from Jermaine Burton's film just a second ago. All right, this is that clip we accidentally showed you earlier, but, you know, he's just running a comeback right here. We showed you the deep in or the dig earlier and compared it to Davante's dig. Well, now we'll show you Jermaine Burton's comeback and show you how Davante does it as well. But again, the comp's based off, right, the ability to create space and the ability to, you know, beat man-to-man coverage and getting off the jam, as Jermaine Burton and Terrence Edwards would say. So here we go. Watch him get even with his feet again and create, you know, we talk about it, right? Everyone talks about not one fan, you know, everyone has these fancy feet, and wide receivers nowadays are doing all this stuff well. It doesn't really work unless you've got burst, unless you've got incredible burst. And guys like Jermaine Burton and guys like Davante Adams have that incredible burst, and it helps you run these routes. So here we go. A couple differences here. I don't know how, you know, sometimes you got to snap your head down hard like this. The hands, look how violent the hands, young wide receivers, look how violent the hands are when he's running. This dude is pumping it out the whole time. Good high point, but we're running the comeback here. You know, he reverses out, right? He turns left shoulder as opposed to what we're going to show you Davante do here in a second. The only difference is Davante's got a pretty special guy throwing him the football right now, so he's going to be able to do what we're about to show you on this next rep. But again, it's all about the stem, right? What they're doing at the very beginning of their route to create them and get them open at the end of their route. Let's go to Davante's clip. You want to show you can beat man-to-man press coverage? Well, go play some Xavier Rhodes in the NFC North, right? I mean, Davante gets this guy 2 times a year and does a great job beating man-to-man coverage all the time. You know, not all the time, but he got the best of Xavier in this game. I believe had about over 150 yards here in Week 16 in this matchup. But anyways, going to see the comeback here again, and you'll see the subtle difference. Davante's going to face forward. He's going to come. We saw Jermaine go left shoulder, turnovers left shoulder. We're going to see Davante turn his right shoulder. But watch him get even here. We're going to go slow-mo again on the clip here. Shout out to NFL Game Pass. You're going to see him get even with his feet. I did it again, guys. I'm sorry. We'll start. We won't start over. We got to keep it going. We're going to fight through. Let's start back over here. Here we go. So let's keep it slow mode. You'll see him get even with his feet at this point right here. And again, all this is great. There's fancier ways to do it, but the burst out of it, like we've seen Jermaine and Davante have, is what creates the space ultimately later on in the route. And then, you'll see him turn out this way. So a little different way of running the comeback route, but, you know, the guy throwing him the football is a Hall of Famer, right? He's got a hand cannon on him. So when this guy is deadly accurate and has a really, really strong arm, you can do this kind of stuff against man-to-man coverage. You can just open out backwards. But we showed you the press release off the line of scrimmage, and that's what we're here for. Let's watch this piss missile right quick from number 12. I bet this, no fancy footwork here. Driving that football. Can't even see it on the film. Freshman year here at Hayfield Charter. I believe, I can't quite tell who they're playing. It looks like Calvary Day down there in South Georgia. But he got a little slot slant right here from Jermaine Burton. You're going to see him gear down, show good presence. Going to have to find the void right between outside linebacker here and this inside linebacker who's going to have this drop right here in his zone. Jermaine Burton going to do a good job of gearing down this route once he gets clear and in space off this man coverage off this slant. Well, that guy's trading off, so everybody's playing zone. But that guy did a bad job of trying to reroute him. Didn't even get hands on at all. But you see Jermaine doing a good job, first of all, after the catch. Again, this is a freshman right here. Him as a freshman playing single A football, it looks like, or at least if that is Calvary, that's single A down there in South Georgia. But doing a good job gearing down and then showing the ability with some after the catch. But positional awareness, right? Where you're at on the field, and good hands right there as always. We'll show you the same exact route from Davante Adams here in a second. In a similar way of running it, right? Pushing onto the toes of the defender and snapping it off. And finding the void and sitting down in it. You'll see it. All right, here we go. Slot seam from Davante right here. They're playing zone as well. Going to get into this void right here, sit it down and catch this football in traffic. Both guys doing a very good job pushing up hard before they snap off right there. This guy has no way to be right. Rodgers fits a good ball in the tight zone. Davante takes a big hit right there. It's okay. Protects the football and gets a gain of about 9 yards here to open the football game. First possession here against the Eagles for the Packers on the road. Let's watch it full speed. You'll see what Adams can really do as he's pushing up onto that corner or that DB and then taking the shot. All right, we saw him run the dig. We saw him run the comeback. Now let's see him run the go, right? What's he look like? Can he stack the corner? And what does it look like in comparison to our player comp to this evening, right? What's it look like comparative to Davante Adams? I think this is mainly, other than the fancy footwork at the line of scrimmage, you creating space immediately, the other intricate stuff they do route running wise. This, to me, the go route, the ability to get back on top of corners and stack them and keep them behind him and off of his back hip, and then the ability to fade back at the proper time to create space at the last minute. This, to me, is where the comp is really sold. I think Davante Adams is one of the best at it in the league, off man-to-man coverage, getting deep balls. And Jermaine Burton is going to show you the very same tendencies right here, immediately off the line of scrimmage. Whop, whop, get out of it. And then, boom, see him leaning back on top of it, and then fading right back out. I mean, it is picture perfect stacking a corner. Look how hard he fights. We've shown this before. Look how hard he fights to get back on top of this corner, and then, whoop, we're going to drift right back out. I mean, it's perfect stuff. But again, boom, all that fancy stuff at the line of scrimmage is great if you got the burst, and he's got the burst, and it only makes this stuff even better. And, man, it's lightning feet, but it's great route running. Stacking, fading back out. It's good stuff. Let's see it from our man, Davante Adams. All right, same stuff right here. Sidney Jones about to get cooked right here against Davante Adams. You'll see him press up on him and then use the good footwork, right, to get back even, and then the burst to get outside leverage, and then he'll stack, obviously, perfectly as well. Thanks to the guys at NFL Game Pass. We'll watch in the slow-mo first, and then we'll give you the live speed. But, again, Sidney Jones, pretty good athlete. He runs well with Davante right here, so there's not as much stacking. But you saw the free release at the line of scrimmage and the dime, first of all, from Aaron Rodgers. Got to love watching some Rodgers film here on the channel tonight. But the stuff at the line of scrimmage, right? This stuff right here, whoom. Having the burst in that first 5 yards. These guys may not be 4.38 runners, right? They might be 4.45s, 4.48s, guys like that. But the burst, the first 5, is incredible on both these guys. Watch it in full speed here from Davante. And then the yards after the catch are obviously great too. But did you see the stutter and the gallop, right? Chad Johnson said he cried watching Davante Adams film. And I hate that it's pausing up on us right now, so we're going to take a pause right quick. All right, I got it rolling. Back to what we were talking about. Excuse me. Chad Johnson said he cried watching some of Davante Adams' tape that he sent him. And I think that he sees a lot of himself in Davante as well because of all the stuff they do at the line of scrimmage with their feet. Guys never really know what they're running until they're already beat. Even when it looks like they're running the automatic go, and you know they might be going. But again, not both of them may not be 4.38 runners, but they're all great at the line of scrimmage. Wow. I love NFL Game Pass, man. It's the greatest stuff in the world. I wish college had something similar to it. I would quit my job, both my day jobs, and come just sit on YouTube with you guys all day long. Look at slow-mo. I love it. Speed back up. Showed you the comeback, showed you the dig, showed you the slot slant, showed you the go. How about the slant from the outside, right at the top of the numbers? Davante won't be spread out that far, but you'll see the same stuff here. It'll be a little different. Look, Jermaine Burton's a lot more violent with his footwork here, but he has to be. Isaiah Johnson's in a one-on-one drill here at an all-star camp, right? They're at the opening, and they're all having a good time. They're all putting on a show. Well, he's walked up in man-to-man coverage heavy. You'll see that Xavier Rhodes on the next clip's played a little bit off, giving a little bit more space, so that allows the wide receiver to be a little more patient with his footwork. You're going to see Jermaine has to be very, very violent here to create as much hip change as he possibly can in a limited amount of time and a little limited amount of space here against Isaiah Johnson. And you'll see him do just like that, exactly that. Sell the outside move, break in on the slant, and again, all that violent footwork. Look at the hips the entire time. From this moment right here, boom, they stay open when Jermaine knows he's running a slant. That's winning football, that's winning route running, and a contested football catch right there as well. So Davante right here against Xavier Rhodes, a lot more patient with his footwork, as you would expect a professional to be well into his very successful professional career. But similar scenario here, almost at the top of the numbers, pressing into the corner and then breaking off violently, creating space, catching a contested ball and getting down, protecting his body. I think they're very similar in body type as well. We'll show you that here in a second. You know, not the biggest in the world, but they're big enough, and plenty big, honestly. So we'll see. But again, pressing up on them, getting good breakout, and catching the ball. All right, that's going to be it for us for tonight, folks. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did and you haven't already, give us a thumbs up if you were waiting to see the product before you gave us the review. I appreciate your service. But go ahead and give us that thumbs up and that share. And if you're waiting this long, go ahead while you're in that comment section. If you are in that comment section, give us some suggestions on what you might want to see next. I know we're going to continue this mini-series of player comps with NFL guys, with Kendall Milton, the 5-star running back, or 4-star, whatever you want to say, the talented running back from Clovis, California. We'll be pairing up him with an NFL guy that I really like his film compared to, coming up next very, very shortly. But if you stayed this late, man, you're the real supporters. We appreciate you. Follow us on Twitter at BrooksAustinSI. Follow SEC Nightly, man. We do a nightly show over here on the YouTube channel as well, Monday through Friday. So we appreciate you guys for your support. We shall see you next time. Go kick today's ass.